As we turn our attention to Thursday's start of the J3A's National Junior and Senior Championships in Kingston, athletes at under 18 and under 20 levels will be battling for spots on Jamaica's team to the NACAC under 18 and Pan American Junior Championships, while the senior athletes will be eyeing the NACAC Senior Championships in the Bahamas and, of course, September's World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. As is usually the case, the marquee event will be the 100 meters, the finals, which are scheduled for Friday evening. But this time around, the party won't only be on the track because the National Stadium East parking lot has been rented for a Friday night party called Guinness Pull-Up. The party is set for the area which serves as the link between the warm-up and stadium tracks. As you can see from these pictures, setup has already started, where the actual party is set to begin at 9 p.m. on Friday. Now, that's the same time the series of 100-meter finals are set to begin, with the women's final, dubbed Shelly Ann Fraser-Price's last competitive appearance in Jamaica, scheduled for 9:45, and the men's race close to closing the show at 9:58. Now, our production team reached out to Major Desmond Brown, who is chairman of Independence Park Limited, the operators of the stadium complex. He was unable to join us live, but did say plans will be put in place to ensure that there is no clash. Now, the SportsMax.tv content editor, Leighton Levy, joins us for a perspective on this issue. Leighton, how does this one grab you? It has sort of taken me by surprise.
It's mind-boggling because where are the fans going to park? Remember that area takes up part of the parking space that the fans coming into the stadium. So are they going to park outside, especially with the issues that have been going on for the past few years where vehicles parking on the side of the road get broken into? So is Independence Park Limited going to hire extra security to ensure that people's vehicles are safe? And then if you want people to come out and support Shelly in her final hurrah, wouldn't you want a large number of people to turn out for the event, for the night? Where are they going to park? I mean, the parking is already limited at the National Stadium. This is just going to add chaos to the entire situation, and probably turn people off from coming there if you're not interested in going to the party. Then do you want to go through the headache of having to deal with the chaos that's going to be at the entrance to the stadium facility, Independence Park Limited? And of course, parking inside is going to be limited as well. It's to me, it's confounding. I don't understand.
Leighton, for our viewers, some of our viewers who are not aware of the setup at the National Stadium and the National Stadium East Field, describe where the athletes warm up as opposed to where they eventually run, and the disruption that more than likely will occur.
All right, so the athletes warm up on Stadium East, which is, as the name suggests, to the east of the National Stadium facility. So the party is not at the north side of the stadium, which then there's a pathway through to the Stadium East field. The athletes can actually get around. I'm not really concerned much about the athletes getting to the warm-up facility. I'm talking about the safety and the possible disruption of the athletes warming up, their security overall, because they can enter, if you can, for those looking on that picture, the side of the stadium to the sea, you can actually access the Stadium East facility from that side. The party is going to be held at the side of the stadium, that's right at the bottom of your screen. So that part is going to be blocked off. It should be blocked off entirely. And then, so the athletes will have to then access the Stadium East facility from the southern side of the stadium, which is not an issue. The issue is then, how do you ensure that they are safe? People coming to the party or might be at the party might be inebriated. And of course, when people get, into the party vibe, they do crazy things. The safety and security of the athletes has to be paramount in these circumstances. The access to for the coaches, the access for physiotherapy, the physical trainers who are going to come in to provide services to the athletes as they prepare for competition. It's not an ideal situation at all for national championships to be disrupted by an event like this. And while I understand that Independence Park has to earn to keep the facility running, the reality is that the timing of this is most unfortunate and in some ways to me irresponsible.
Yeah, and Leighton, another thing that is on my mind, a lot of people are encouraging the Jamaicans and track and field supporters and lovers to come out and support, especially because this Shelly Ann Fraser Prize issue of her, of course, probably performing for the last time in Jamaica and all of that. Do you think this will act as a deterrent when it comes to the fans turning up? Because, like, I could speak for myself personally. Whenever I'm attending an event, and we already know how the turnout at events tend to be, sometimes can be really chaotic, getting into the particular venue, parking and all of that. So much so that, a lot of people go earlier just to avoid that. Now with a party being a part of the discussion, do you think that could also deter fans from coming out to watch their favorite athletes?
And it will be, and I think it will have a significant impact as well, Maria, because you remember, that era at the northern side of the stadium is where a lot of people park, is where most of the people who are coming to the national championship will park. With the party stage being staged there, where are they going to park? Are they going to park out on Mountain View Avenue or further down Ottawa Drive or up on Cunningham Avenue, where it's gonna create a significant logistical nightmare because people driving in are going to have a problem coming in. People driving out are going to have a problem going out because the entire area is going to be clogged with parked vehicles and party goers. Um, it most likely you'll probably see people choose to stay home and watch it on their TV because, speaking personally, why would I want to get into that chaos? I mean, it's Shelly and Fraser Price, yes, but why do you want to put yourself at risk of so many different kinds of issues going to the national championships that will be disrupted by a party going on outside? And not to mention the noise factor, because the starting blocks are the north side of the stadium. So expect a lot of false starts because the music is going to be pouring over the walls into the stadium. It's going to be very loud. What do they expect is going to happen? I think it's mind-boggling what is happening. When I saw it, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I mean, absolutely nonsensical for permission to be granted to host a party on one of the most important nights of the national championships, the Friday night, which is when we will see the semifinals of the 100 meters and the finals.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Yeah, well, Desmond Brown, who is chairman of Independence Park Limited, is promising Leighton that things are being put in place that there be no clash. So let's take him for his word for now and see what happens on Friday night. Now, about what happens on the track, the J3's president, Garth Gale, has sought to allay fears that performances at the four-day national championships will not be ratified by World Athletics. Concerns have been raised about the legitimacy of the performances since the meet is outside any of the approved World Athletics windows for national championships. But when asked by SportsMax's Ricardo Chambers on Monday, Gale was emphatic in his response.
Yes, I'm following my first VP. Yes, we have in writing from World Athletics the recognition of our national senior and junior championships. We have that in writing.
Yeah, and Leighton, it would have been it would have been sad if it was otherwise, wouldn't it be?
It would be, because we had heard that if the championships were held outside the two recommended windows, which is July 31st to August 3rd, and I think it was August 21st to August 24th, because I think the deadline for entries for the World Championships is August 25th. I had actually written to the World Athletics seeking clarification on the matter, and they didn't respond to me, but apparently Garth Gale became aware of that email and then, thinking that I am trying to destroy Jamaica's track and field. But notwithstanding that, yes, they have said that everything is fine. They are satisfied with the dates that the J3 is setting national championships for.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fine. And in terms of the ratification of the track itself, people have asked me before. Just mention this: the certification of the track stands until July. So it doesn't expire until July. So anything that's performed on the track, and we've seen it, the world lead in the 400 meters by Salwa Al-Nasir at the Grand Slam track is the fastest time in the world this year. So it's the ratifications are solid and they're verified.
Yeah, and we spent some time looking ahead to the Nationals, but a day on from that, as we get ready for the event starting on Thursday, Leighton, is there anything else that you would want to add with respect to the Nationals and what fans can look forward to?
Well, look, I think it's going to be quite exciting. I think the women's 100 meters is quite open. The Clayton twins I hear are training well. Tina, perhaps a little bit better right now. Then you have Krista slowly coming in. She ran well at the World Relays, and based on what I'm hearing, she is probably going to do something special. Brenna Williams just last weekend ran 3 races in that day: 11:04, 11:03, and 22:69. It suggests that she's in shape, and she wasn't tapered then. She'd be tapered coming into the championships. So she's probably going to be coming back full force, the brand new PB. And of course, the big guns, Sherika Jackson, and of course, Shelly and Fraser Price. This is going to be a very, very open and competitive women's 100. So too the men. And of course, I think the preliminary round of the 400 meters are also on as well. I think there are a lot of events. The women 100 meter hurdles, the men's 110, the 400 meters for women, I think is going to be extraordinarily good. We saw this year Oakley ran 49.65 at the NCAA just about 2 weeks ago. And she's most likely still will be in peak. Of course, Nikisha Price, the national record holder, 48.5. She is in line to run 49 based on the progression that we've seen from her over the Grand Slam track, where her last meet, she ran 50.04. That was a month ago. So chances are she's ready to run 49 or faster this weekend as well. So there's a lot of excitement that, notwithstanding the departure of the non-performance of the athletes who are switching nationalities, there's still a lot to look forward to the national championships. Last year we saw the excitement, the battles between Kishane Thompson and of course Oblique Seville. I think now Akeem Blake and Brian Level are going to be factors as well this year. So it's going to move from a 2-horse race to potentially a 4-horse race. That makes it even more exciting than before. So I think there's a lot still to look forward to. And I think the national championships, notwithstanding the challenges that have come on before, I think it's going to be worth going, worth the price of admission going in to see, because I think the emerging athletes that we've been waiting on for the past 2 years, I believe a number of them are going to take steps forward. The process is not yet complete, but they're going to take steps forward to further enhance the transition from the last generation, Shirley and Fraser Price representing the Bulls era, and at the end of that era with her retirement pending, to the new era of kids coming through that are almost ready to take their place. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I think it's going to be an exciting championships.
Okay, Leighton, thanks for linking with us. These championships to run from Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday evening, the final day of competition. And we look forward to some really top class and top quality performances from the Jamaican athletes. And of course, they are getting ready for the Worlds, which as far as in September. So let's hope that they can sustain the kind of peak form that they exhibit over the weekend down the road in September in Tokyo. Thanks, Leighton. We'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, and we go to break. We'll be back with more